What is up, everybody? Taylor669 here. And honestly, it's been a minute, is all I can really say. It's been a while. I have not posted a video since January, I believe, so there's a lot of catching up to do. And that is exactly what this video is about. Just giving you guys a deep dive on what has really happened in these last 7 months, because it's been a lot. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope you guys have fun watching my journey, just everything. It's so much stuff has happened, and I'm blessed to be on this path. Yeah, we're gonna stick to this YouTube stuff better in the future, so stick around, watch the video. I hope you guys enjoy it. So yeah, let's go. Alright, everybody, this is pretty much going to be a recap on the last 7 months of my life, what's gone down, what's happened, and it's a lot, I will say. I mean, on my last video, it was pretty much a video like this, of me sitting in a chair explaining what my future, like what it holds, I guess. Not really what it holds, but what I'm doing, what my plans were, and that was in January at the house, and it was episode 1, Trailer Life, Making Moves. We were heading out to Oak Hill Raceway. I didn't get around to doing the second episode, so my bad on that. I never really made it episode 2, Trailer Life, so sorry for leaving you guys hanging on that part. 7 months later now, just a deep dive into all of the events I raced, I did, what I'm doing now, what bikes I'm on, like, a lot has happened. So, and I want to just give a big thank you to all of you, to all my family and friends, all my supporters, you guys watching. I thank you guys so much for following along on my journey, and if you're new, I thank you for watching this video right now, and I hope that you enjoy it. And yeah, it's just, I thank you guys so much, and it wouldn't be possible without you, and it wouldn't be possible without the people in my corner. Yeah, let's just get right into it. Alright, first things first, right where we left off in January with my last video, we made the adventure all the way out to Oak Hill Raceway in Alvord, Texas from California. It was about a 20-hour drive, so it was no little drive. It was fun though, very pretty, and it was beautiful. No complaints. And Oak Hill Raceway facility was beautiful. It was an awesome facility. I learned a lot. I picked my speed up pretty good, and that's where we were going to be staying all the way until spring training. And at Oak Hill, I actually was able to do my first couple of days on Supercross. Well, it was an amateur Supercross track, so it wasn't some big, pro track, but it was something. It was Supercross. I went out there and I enjoyed it. I had fun. My first day, I was getting everything dialed in. I was jumping stuff. I was having fun. I was finding a flow, and I really enjoyed that calculated jumping, like where every little movement matters. I really enjoyed that, which I'm happy about. I'm stoked on that, and it was really fun. So my bright idea was that I'd have 2 days of training or 3 days of training on a Supercross track, and I decided I'm gonna go hit up Guthrie, Oklahoma for the Arenacross championship finale, or whatever it was, Kicker Arenacross, I'm pretty sure, something there. It was in Guthrie, Oklahoma. It was an Arenacross finale championship thing. It was like the indoor Loretta's is what they called it. It was insane. I got 3 days of amateur Supercross track underneath my belt. Show up there, and I'm looking at the track, and I'm like, wow, this is a lot bigger than what I expected and anything I've ridden. So it's going to be a fun time. We're going to have a fun time learning how to get through this smoothly and clean, and I did. Second lap, I just started uncorking stuff, and I mean, there's not much else you can do. It's either go for it or roll it. In the second moto, it came to bite me in the butt a little bit. There was the rhythm against the wall after the start. It was a double table and then a 3-5-3, and I was going double, jump the table, land on the very back side, and then try and jump off the 3 and land on the backside of the 5, I did not get enough pop in the hole, so I came off the 3, clipped my rear end over the 5, and then nose picked into the 3 on the other side of the 5, and it was just a nose pick endo of doom all the way over. Hurt my wrist, broke my clutch lever, got a nosebleed. It was, yeah, I hit my head pretty good, broke my helmet and all that. It was a experience, I will say. My first ever Arenacross round. I learned a lot, to be honest. And the next race I did was springeting. Springeting had finally come up. I was ready for springeting. I was excited. I'd just been training at the facility for, I'm pretty sure, 2 months, month and a half, one of those. Yeah, springeting was actually, it was a lot of ups and downs, I will say. Springeting, Supercross. I went out on Supercross. I had a really crappy heat. I got a horrible start. I wound up like 8th or something. I could not make passes quick enough, and I was just getting funneled in behind riders. Like, I was just following their pace. I wasn't holding my own pace, which I really struggled with in the heat. The main event came around, and I got a pretty good jump on the start. I was running about 2nd. I was almost there for the whole shot. Not quite, though. But yeah, I got 2nd in the start, which put me up in a good running, which I'm very happy on. So I was able to run 2nd for a pretty good amount of the race, drop back to 3rd, my whoop speed. I have nothing good to say. My whoop speed was detrimental to my lap time and my overall just riding. So we're working on whoops, figuring those out. Yeah, I dropped down to 3rd, held that for the rest of the race, and I was on the podium for Supercross at Springeting, which I was stoked on. I was very happy of myself and just the training, and thank you Denny from Oak Hill and Kyle Cunningham from Oak Hill. Yeah, Supercross I was comfy on. And then we go around into MX at Springeting. We'll say, MX is a different animal than Supercross. Supercross is very technical, very just on point. You have to be very on point. You have to hit your marks perfectly. Motocross, hold it wide, hope for the best. Honestly, that's how I can explain it. So I went out in MX and I got pumped up. My first moto was actually very good. I got a very good start. I was running 3rd as well, and I was running that for almost the whole entire race. And then last lap, I pull a goon move, shove my foot in the ground, go over the bars, and just get back up. I'm pretty sure I finished around like 6th or so. And second moto came around. I got a horrible start. I made my way back up to 5th or so. Got very pumped up. I was having horrible body position. I was in my head a lot. I was not breathing, and I dropped all the way back to 9th, and that's where I finished. So I went 6-9 for my moto results, and then my overall, I'm pretty sure I got 9th overall. So I gotta figure out going a little faster and not getting pumped up, and yeah, it was an eye-opener. So that was Springeting. Finished 3rd in Supercross, 9th in Motocross, and there's a lot to learn from. That was our time spent at Oak Hill. I had an amazing just learning experience. I learned so much, but we were heading back to California then, back to Glen Helen, the home track. Missed that place so much. Just for the 2 months I was gone, I missed that place. So we went back to California, Glen Helen, started clicking some laps in, and just getting ready for area qualifiers and Cal Classic, which we did. We put some time in at Glen Helen. So then we did area qualifiers at Glen Helen. I finished 1st on Saturday for Midwest and 1st on Sunday for Southwest. It was, I felt good. I was very confident, and I was just having a great time. My bike I was struggling with a little bit, suspension-wise. The rear shock kept overheating, and just like, it would, I don't know how to explain it, would boil over, like not boil over, but it would overheat and seize. My rear shock would seize up from overheating like 10 minutes into the moto, which was very difficult to ride with because towards the end I started to get couple bucks that almost sent me over the bars, but is what it is. We figured it out. We still went 1-1 on Saturday and Sunday for area qualifiers at Glen Helen. Then we went out to Cal Classic at Fox. I was feeling good. I went over this triple and just hit really weird. I don't really remember it, so I can't really give like an inside story, but I remember just going off the triple, and then I was getting put on a backboard, and then I woke up again on the way to the hospital in the back of an ambulance. So, wonderful experience. Gotta love it. Motocross, I guess, gives it to you sometimes. Yeah, that was my Cal Classic. I wound up in the hospital. I just smacked my face pretty good. I messed up my jaw. I couldn't really open it for like the following week. And I also got a good, like, I don't want to call it a Charlie horse because it was much worse than that, in my leg. I hit it so hard. That spot in my leg is actually still numb, so obviously there's some nerve damage. Cal Classic didn't end on a good note for me. Took a digger. We were stacked with just plans and events. So Cal Classic that weekend, that following Monday, I crashed on Saturday. On Monday, I had to leave and go all the way to Indiana to go ride my Triumphs. At Springeting, I got in connection with Works Triumph Racing, and we talked. We figured it out, and I figured out I want to be on a Triumph now. It's time for a switch up. You know what I mean? There's an opportunity, and I was willing to take it. So I was heading out to Indiana to go with the Works Triumph team, go test out some bikes, go get it set up to me, go feel comfy, and get my practice and race bike tuned in and ready for the next following months. So I was going to be on Works Triumph Racing for the WMX Pro Series. We had to make the drive all the way from California to Indiana. It was a pretty drive. It was really fun. Only thing that I wasn't having fun with was how sore I was from getting myself knocked silly like 2 days before. So I was sitting in the back of a car, horrible headaches because I had a massive concussion, and legs were sore. My neck was so tense, tight. It was a tough drive, but it was pretty. So the scenery made up for it. We get to Indiana. The Fort Wayne Works Power Sports shop is looking very beautiful. My practice bike is sitting in there looking gorgeous. My first time seeing it, and it was awesome. I was so excited to ride it and just get on that bike and just figure it out and have fun with it and get that bike tuned to me and get comfy on it. I was so pumped and excited to do it. So we get to do a bunch of riding and training at the Reeds in Indiana. Big shout out to them for letting me ride your track all the time when I was out there. It was awesome. Great experience, and tracks were awesome too. Got to do a bunch of riding on their back track and just got my practice bike tuned in and really comfy to me. So then I decided I'm going to do my first race. Not only out in Indiana, but my first race ever on my Triumph. So we decided to go to Trojan MX, the Reed's other track, and that place was awesome too. So a little bit sandier, which I actually enjoyed. The track was awesome. So we hit up Trojan MX for my first ever race on my Triumph in Indiana, and I took the win in 250B on both days, Saturday and Sunday. So that was pretty sick. After my first race on my Triumph, we had to haul buns back to Hangtown in Northern California. It was a long drive. We had to get back to Hangtown so I could race the Mammoth qualifier. I wanted to go to Hangtown so I could get some time and practice on that track before the WMX Pro round, because this was the last time it was going to be open before the pro race. So we get there to Hangtown. We are totally unprepared. We have the new van because we just got the van. We didn't bring any of our bike stuff because we went out to Indiana in my mom's Ford Explorer with just our belongings and what we needed for those 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks. We had no stands. We used a fuel can with a cardboard box on top of it. And then me and my dad were going to pour some fuel in the bike. We're like, oh, we don't have a funnel or a gas can. So we used like a cardboard box, but it had this like lining on it. So it was kind of slippery. It wasn't like it would soak it up. So we folded that into a cone shape. Me and my dad figured it out, put fuel in the bike. We made it work. That was pure determination. We were going for it. We were going to race this race at Hangtown. We were going to get it done. Wound up getting second at Hangtown for Mammoth Qualifier. It was cool. The track was honestly it had a lot of rice husk in it. It was very soft and loamy and just blew out everywhere. It was just a different style that I actually enjoyed. It was fun, and the jumps were fun. That big step up, the triple, I don't know what they call it, the big jump, I guess. That one was fun. I like that. So we finished up Hangtown, and we head back to Glen Helen. I am training every single day, whether it be at Glen Helen, Kauai, Fox, Elsinore, whatever track it was. If they were open, I was there. All that training then led up to Loretta Lynn's Southwest Regionals at Fox Raceway. Got second. It was an awesome experience. I had a lot of fun that weekend, honestly. I was doing pretty good. I was riding pretty good. All right, regionals are behind us. We just finished up all the amateur national qualifiers. So amateur racing is done pretty much until June. P.S. I didn't race Mammoth or Loretta's, so there's no coverage or talk about that because I didn't go. So sorry guys to disappoint. So we get done with regionals, and that very next weekend, Fox Raceway National Pro Motocross is up. Thursday, I get the opportunity to go to the Paula Casino for press day and media day and media training for the WMX riders. Yeah, it was awesome. It was a great experience meeting all the girls that I'm going to be racing in the future, and just getting to talk to every single one of them. They were awesome. Getting to meet Christina and all of the people that are behind this sport and the WMX side of it. I had a great time. We got to take some photos, got to learn a little bit about just how to deal with media, how to talk with a camera in front of me, how to talk with interviewers. It was so cool being able to see the behind the scenes, I guess you could say, leading up to the first round. It was making me even more excited to get these races going, you know. Round 1 at Fox Raceway for Pro Motocross gets done and dusted. We didn't race. WMX didn't have a round there this year. Our first round was at Hangtown. So we make our way all the way up to NorCal again, Sacramento, for the Hangtown Pro Motocross National Round 2 of the men's series. And it would be round 1 for the WMX series. Thursday was media day for us girls, so I was able to get underneath the tent and get some pictures taken. Being fully geared up, had to do some headshots and just the stuff that they put for the live coverage and TV coverage and all that. So gear sets were looking clean thanks to One Industries. The gear sets were on point, so thank you Alex at One Industries for getting all that stuff sent out to me in a rush and being able to make it happen. So thank you Alex at One Industries. He hooked me up in time and made it possible to look good for these photos and media day on Thursday at Hangtown. There is still this question though, leading all the way up to Hangtown. Am I going to be able to race? Round 1. Reason being, 17 was the age you had to be to compete in WMX Pro. I turned 17 on June 6th, which is the day of the second moto for WMX Pro. I was still 16 on Friday, the day of the first moto. So there's that question on, are they going to let it slide? I'm 9 hours short of turning 17. Am I going to be able to race? I get the word on Thursday that I will have to miss the first round of WMX Pro at Hangtown because of the age restriction. I was 9 hours too young to race round 1. Is what it is. I mean, what are you going to do? I wish I was born on June 5th, I guess. But, you know, it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. So, 9 hours short. That close. But we had to miss round 1 of Hangtown. That's why I didn't get to race it. But I still had an amazing time. I was able to spend my 17th birthday at Hangtown on Saturday. It was an awesome experience. Got to hang out with family, friends. I had so much fun. So I have a Hangtown photo dump. There's so many just media from this weekend. So I'm just going to show you guys that because there's a lot. Then after Hangtown, we had to make our way up to Colorado for Thunder Valley, round 3 of the men's pro motocross series, round 2 of the WMX Pro Series, and this one I was actually going to be able to race. So this would be Thunder Valley in Colorado would be my pro debut, and I was pumped. I was amped. It was a beautiful drive, I will say. We get to Thunder Valley, do a little track walk, figure out the track. It's looking sick. I was really excited to get on track, and Friday we did qualifying, then we did our first moto in between the amateurs and stuff, and in between the men's press day. So we got to get our first moto in. I finished 14th in my first moto.
How's that ride? Really hard.
Holy shit.
Look at Lily.
And then second moto comes around on Saturday in between, after the men's qualifying, before their first motos. We got to do a 10-minute practice at 12 p.m. We got to do our second moto at Thunder Valley at around 4 p.m. after all the pro guys. It was awesome. The track was, honestly, it wasn't that bad because they graded a lot of it. The corners were really flat. The only things that were bumpy were the straightaways and the faces of the jumps. So, corners were pretty flat, in my opinion. In the second moto, I wound up going down about 3 times. I had the speed of P10, but with consistent crashing, and then getting back up to those people, and then crashing again, and then getting back up to those people, and then crashing again, it didn't really get me up to P10, so I wound up staying in 14th place, and I finished 14th overall for Colorado. It's not bad, but I could do better. I could do a lot better. And that was the mentality I was having as we made our way up to High Point, Pennsylvania. Let me just say, the TVs do High Point no justice. You get to High Point in person, and the elevation change is insane on the track. It's so many up and down hills. It's a lot. The TV does no justice. That's all I can say. Me and my dad get to go on track walk at High Point. I am just amazed in awe, and I am very excited to ride it. We have the same schedule: Friday, qualifying, and then first moto in between the amateur racing and the men's press day. So we get to our qualifying, feeling pretty good, and then first moto comes around. I get 14th place, I'm pretty sure. I got a pretty crappy start, to be honest, so it was kind of fighting from the back and just making my way up. Second moto comes around, and we are this time in between the men's pro races. So we aren't at the very end of the day, smack dab in the middle of the first and second motos of the men's. So we get to do another 10-minute practice at 12 p.m. and then we get to go out in between the men's pro races, which all the fans are still there, cameras are rolling. It's a lot more pressure than being at the end of the day, I will say. The 10-minute practice at 12 p.m. before our second moto, I was feeling good in. I put some good lap times in. Track was awesome. I was actually having a really fun time on it, and it showed in my lap times because I wound up finishing P9 in the time practice at 12, which made me fired up for the second moto. I was ready. I knew my speed was there, and now it's just time to hold that for the whole moto. So that was my goal, top 10. Saturday, second moto, it's time. Gate is down. and I get annihilated in the first turn. I get destroyed, just leveled into the ground, and then rammed clean in the butt just by another bike. And it didn't feel good. I got back up, and the race was red flagged, so I kind of had to like reset myself and reset the bike and my start, and like just reset my head of like, okay, we get another chance, so let's get it together. Gate is down for the restart in the second moto of WMX Pro at High Point. I get a pretty good start. I'm in 5th, I believe, and we're going around first lap. I get down to 7th, and I'm just running 7th with a good gap almost the whole entire race. Second to last lap, I tucked the front end right before the downhill weird thing after the rollers. I tucked the front end, lose 2 spots, I drop down to P9, and I'm just trying to hold it together on the last couple laps of the race, try and gain time forward. So last lap comes around, and P8 goes off the track. I make the pass like a couple corners before the finish line, and I get over the finish line, P8 in second moto at High Point, which was a huge accomplishment for me. I wanted to finish top 10, at least. I wanted to finish top 10 in my first race, which I didn't do due to crashing and a lot of inconsistency. But second moto of High Point, I finished top 10. First moto, not really, which kind of set my overall behind a little bit, because 14.9, I missed P10 overall by 1 point, so it was kind of one of those. If I would have finished, P13 first moto, I would have got P10 overall, which would have been cool. But I mean, just ready for more. I'm seeking more, and I want more, so we're striving to do that. We finished up at High Point, accomplished some goals, and it lit a fire under my butt that I'm right there. So we get done with High Point, and we head down to East Fork MX in Ohio. There's a lot of different track conditions. The rain was insane. There was so much rain, which made the tracks pretty good, I will say. So in the midst of all this training at East Fork and in Ohio and stuff, me and my dad decided to go hit up Redbud, since there's an amateur day there. And I've always heard a lot about Redbud. Pretty sure everyone has. There's a lot of stuff that goes down at Redbud, and the amateur day is one of those. So I decided, we're here, why not just do it, It was an experience that you have to go to at least once in your life. Like, that's something you have to experience before you die, is Redbud. It's crazy. I don't know if you guys watched it or not, but it rained and it was muddy. The track was very challenging, tested you for sure. I was out on the track, and that mud did not play around. But it felt like I was learning how to ride again. So I was struggling, but had fun with it, and it was an awesome experience. So now that we are all caught up, you guys just got an explanation and story on the last 7 months of my life, and just a run through on every single race I did. Everything that has happened, we're in present time. Right now, we are at the Shoals in South Carolina, and man, let me say, this place is sick. There's so many tracks to ride on. There's a sweet gym. Trainers are on point. We got Unadilla, August 14th and 15th, which is round 4 of the WMX Pro Series. And then that following weekend, we have Budds Creek, which is going to be round 5. And the weekend after that, we have Ironman in Indiana, which is going to be round 6, the last round of WMX Pro Series and the last round of Men's Pro Series. I'm looking forward to it. It's awesome being able to learn these new kind of tracks, and just traveling the country. I wouldn't want to live my life any other way. I'm living the dream. I plan on trying to stay on top of my YouTube this following however long, forever, I guess. That's my goal. Try and stay on top of my YouTube forever. So I'm going to try and have a Budds Creek vlog put out, and then I'm going to try and have a Ironman vlog put out. I'm trying to keep you guys along for the ride because it's a fun one. It's a very busy one, but it's entertaining. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, me rambling on about everything that's happened for the past 7 months and what's been going on in my life. I thank you guys for caring. So yeah, we got the last 3 rounds of Pro Motocross in the WMX Pro Series. So thank you guys for watching, and let's go chase those dreams.